Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unlocking the rule book every air traveler in India needs to know. We're going to turn you from just another passenger into a fully informed flyer, someone who knows their rights inside and out.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're stuck at the gate, the departure time just comes and goes, and you're just left staring at that board, completely in the dark, wondering, okay, what happens now? What can I even do about this?
Well, here's the good news. You are not powerless. Not at all. There's a government document from the Ministry of Civil Aviation called the Passenger Charter, and it lays out in black and white exactly what airlines owe you when things go sideways. So, let's get right into it.
Okay, so let's dive right into the two biggest travel headaches, right? Delays and cancellations.
So, first up, the dreaded flight delay. And here's the thing, it's not just a frustrating waiting game. The charter is super specific. Your rights actually kick in based on two key things: how long they expect you to be delayed and the original length of your flight.
Now this table breaks it all down for you. It's based on something called block time. That's basically the total scheduled time, from the moment the plane pushes back from the gate to when it pulls up at your destination. So for example, on a short flight, under 2.5 hours, if you're delayed more than 2 hours, boom, you're entitled to free meals and refreshments. For longer flights, the wait time is a bit more, but the principle is the same. The bottom line is, they can't just leave you waiting and hungry.
But what happens when that delay gets really long? I'm talking seriously significant, especially for a domestic flight. Let's say you've now been waiting for more than 6 hours.
Okay, at this point, the tables have completely turned. The power is now in your hands. The airline has to give you a choice. 1, take an alternate flight that they offer you, or 2, you can just call it a day, scrap the whole trip, and get a full refund for your ticket. The choice is completely yours.
Okay, now what about cancellations? The rules here are just as clear, but everything, and I mean everything, hinges on one single thing: communication. How much notice the airline gives you is absolutely crucial.
And check this out. This table shows you exactly what cash you're owed if they tell you less than 2 weeks before you're supposed to fly. Now, they still have to offer you an alternate flight or a full refund. That's a given. But here's the kicker. Even if you take the alternate flight they offer, you are still owed this cash compensation. It can be anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 rupees, just depending on how long your flight was supposed to be.
All right, next up, let's talk about that really confusing and honestly super stressful situation called denied boarding. You know, when you have a confirmed ticket, but they tell you there's no seat for you? So why does this even happen? Well, it's usually because of something called overbooking. Basically, airlines are making a bet. They gamble that a few passengers won't show up, so they sell more tickets than they have seats just to make sure the flight is full and they maximize their profits.
So, here's the most important thing to remember. If a flight is overbooked, they can't just pick someone at random and kick them off the flight. No way. Their very first step, their legal obligation, is to ask for volunteers. They have to see if anyone is willing to give up their seat in exchange for some kind of benefit, like flight vouchers or other perks.
But let's say nobody volunteers, and you're the one who gets involuntarily bumped. Well, whether you get compensation comes down to a really simple rule. It's all about timing. If they can get you on another flight that leaves within 1 hour of your original departure time, then sorry, no compensation is due. But if it's even a minute after that 1 hour window, that's when the compensation kicks in.
And we're talking about some serious money here. If the new flight they put you on is scheduled to leave within 24 hours of your original one, you're looking at up to 10,000 rupees. But if you have to wait more than 24 hours for that alternate flight, that compensation literally doubles to as much as 20,000 rupees.
Okay, let's move on to the aftermath. We're going to talk about some really critical follow-up stuff: getting your money back, a powerful rule you need to know, and the whole baggage situation. So when you're owed a refund, how quickly should you get that money back? The passenger charter is super clear on this. Paid with cash, you should get your refund right then and there, at the airport. Paid by credit card, the airline has 7 days to get that process going. And if you used a travel agent, the airline pays the agent, and then the agent pays you back. Now this next one is a real game changer that honestly everyone should know about. It's called the 24-hour free look rule. What does that mean? It means that for 24 hours, right after you book a ticket, you can change it or even cancel it for free. No fees, nothing. It's an amazing safety net. But, and this is a big but, there's one catch. It only works if you made the booking at least a week before your flight. And what if the airline loses or damages your bags?
Well, there are limits to how much they have to pay you. For a domestic flight, that cap is 20,000 rupees. For international flights, it gets a little more complicated. The limit is set at 1,131 special drawing rights, or SDRs. Now, what's an SDR? Think of it like an international currency basket. Its value changes, but right now, that's worth roughly 1.25 lakh rupees. So it's a pretty significant amount.
Okay, moving beyond just delays and cancellations, the charter has some really important protections to make sure flying is fair and accessible for absolutely everyone.
And this is so important. For example, an airline is not allowed to refuse to carry a passenger just because they have a disability or need an assistive device like a wheelchair. And get this, in a situation where the airline has to remove passengers from a flight, those with disabilities get the absolute highest priority to stay on board. These aren't just rules, they're about ensuring dignity and fair treatment for everyone.
Okay, so you know your rights now. That's step one, and it's a huge step. But, knowledge is only power if you actually know how to use it. So let's talk about your action plan. How do you actually claim what you're owed?
Believe it or not, the charter itself gives you the first tool. Airlines are actually required to give you a written statement of your rights. You can literally walk up to the check-in counter or the boarding gate and say, "I'd like to see the text stating my rights, please." It's not some big secret, it's your entitlement.
And what if they don't help you on the spot? Well, there's a very clear path to escalate things. Step 1, start with the airline's own help desk. If you get nowhere with them, move to step 2, file a formal grievance on the government's AirSailor app or website. And if all else fails, your final step is to take your complaint to a statutory body or even to court.
So, the next time you head to the airport, you're not just another passenger hoping for the best. You are an informed traveler, equipped with the specific knowledge of the passenger charter to stand up for your rights. Now, you're an informed flyer. What will you do with your new power?